Hello and welcome to another episode of Loudspring to Go. This is Joshua Kirkman here, the Communications Director from Loudspring, and I have the great pleasure to welcome Christian Merheim to the little show today. Thank you for taking the time to chat. The reason why we're talking is because this week there was a pretty interesting company release from Enersize about an acquisition and plans of European expansion through this acquisition. Thought I'd just kind of start and get straight to the point. Why is this acquisition a good thing for Enersize?
Yeah, I mean, we have been talking a long time that Europe is a must for us to go, to have two legs to stand on. I mean, we're working a lot in China, but we don't want to rely just on that. And we also see that the future lies in software services, and Europe is like a very good starting point for that. It's very mature, going for Internet 4.0 in the industry and so on. So it's kind of, I mean, it's the right spot to be on, we believe.
Okay. And who is this company, Leaks, that Enersize has acquired, or what exactly is the deal? What is the deal?
Yeah, I mean, there are two things that are value for us in Enersize. So first of all, it has access to the European market, where they have a great network with everything from distributors to part suppliers to this facility maintenance or plant maintenance companies. Okay, that's the one thing. The other thing is the software they have developed, which is the latest version. So it basically hasn't been market released yet in that version, which is the software for structured leak finding, leak repair, and also for finding and rectifying bad usage of air in end user areas of the plants. Okay. And I can explain a little bit what it do.
Yeah. Please do.
And I say it's. You know, usually we say like this: if you find a leak, that's the first step. You know, if you find a leak, it's only 40% of the leak actually get repaired in the end.
Okay, why is that?
It's a lot of factors, of course, but I mean, first of all, you need to figure out what kind of spare part you need to replace. Okay. If it's leaking, and that can be quite difficult. I mean, it might even not have a mark on it or something like that. Okay. Then you need to figure out when you can go to that place and replace it. When is that machine shut down or the production line shut down? How can you access it? Okay. And then you need to get that spare part to that place at the same time as a guy comes there to repair it, and maybe not the same guy that found the leak. Right. And then you need to do this for 1,000 leaks. So this is
sounds like a nightmare.
And then of course you would like to prioritize them, so you want to have the biggest leaks first. Sure. And you want to do the leaks which you can repair in the same part of the factory at the same time.
So do people just end up giving up on the rest of the leaks? Is that kind of what happens?
Yeah, basically what you do, they don't, I mean, I know that Daniel, who is the founder and CEO of Leaks, he found one leak tag in one plant, still leaking from 1953 or something like that.
That's crazy.
And that's super crazy, yeah, it is.
And this is literally just money pouring out of the factory? That's money pouring out of the factory, yeah. And I think while we match what they do so well is that actually, you know, just fixing a leak doesn't do it. If you fix a leak and the compressors just keep running at the same pace, basically, you're just pushing that out through the compressor's overflow valve, basically. Sure. So, I mean, so there we can come in with our real-time software and basically see, you know, exactly, okay, what do we need to do, how do we need to adjust it to actually get the savings out of the reduction in demand. Okay. So the key differences then are that Leaks literally has a software that will find the leaks and then recommend next steps to repair the leaks.
Finding leaks you do with like ultrasonic equipment, or there's some different methods. Big ones leaks you hear, of course. Sure. But I mean, basically structuring the searching for them, repair for them, and all the spare parts. You can, for example, in the leak software, when you've done all this, you can get an automated order for all the spare parts. Oh wow! And you can get them tagged by the supplier.
and sorted in the boxes for exactly where they're going to end up in the plant for repair.
That's quite
what repair team should get what, for example.
Okay, so that's cool. And then with the Enersize software, you and I have had a bit of a chat before recording this, but you mentioned a lot about like system stability is probably more what Enersize is doing here.
I think if you look at a customer perspective, and that's something where, you know, the narrative changing how we talk to the customer, something we learned that when we came out to customers in the beginning, it was all about energy saving. And then the customer said, yeah, that's fine. And when it came to it, they said, oh, but what if it affects the stability of our compressed air system because it's super critical for our production?
Sure.
And basically, at that point, we can say, oh yeah, well, you will see if it's unstable or whatever in our system, but that's a little bit too late. So what we say today is basically, well, first of all, uptime in the system. That's the most important thing for a plant. We had one customer who had an accident, basically stopped the whole plant, because if the compressed air system stops, the whole plant stops. And it stopped for 2 or 3 days because they fix it. And we come to the customers, we see, you know, guys, as you are running it now, with the amount of leaks you have, with these things, if one compressor breaks, and this one is about to do it, you won't be able to run your plant at all. And you know, that's super critical. I mean, that can cost millions and millions each hour or day for a big plant. So that's a super, I think that's the most important thing. And compressed air system is a total black box for the plants.
This is what I was going to say. Like, why are these such a black box? I mean, I've had some experience with Enersize in the past, seeing this in action, visiting a few customers in China. Why is it that these systems have maintained this mysterious nature and while being so critical to the performance of manufacturing?
Yeah, but I mean, they are put together by many different parts. And for example, if a pressure sensor inside a machine gets broken, maybe the machine stops regulating. And if the demand is not enough, it's just going to blow off the air into the air, and just, you know, a lot of inefficiency occurs. And then suddenly you start another one to fix that, or start another one, and suddenly you're out of compressors. And you have no idea why it's happening. And it might be that, you know, someone goes and change a filter somewhere, and that suddenly affects the pressure in the whole plant. And you know, it suddenly doesn't work, and nobody has an idea why. And then somebody tries to fix it and change the compressors. Suddenly you're running too many compressors again, or you have too few compressors. So you very, very easily end up in these dead ends. So there's been no idea why doing it.
And there's been no support, like, so whoever made these compressors, they haven't offered any ongoing support.
No, well, I mean, what they have when they do online data measurements on the compressor, and it's more of like preventive maintenance. I mean, do we need to have more spare parts? So which is a good deal for them, because they're going to sell spare parts and hours.
But not performance.
I mean, it's not uncommon that you had 3 compressors, you need a 4th. The purchase department buys it a different brand. So you have 2 brands, and then suddenly you have 5 brands, and then you have dryers in the system, 6 brand. And then someone rebuilds the system, and then you have a new production line, and then something is totally different. And you can, of course, you can always do these analysis. And it take you 3 weeks, you collect the data, you look at it, you find things. What we do, I mean, basically we can do it in real time by showing what's happening. So if you start a new production line, you could directly see, well, oh, this changed to the worse or to the better, or whatever. And you can get a grip of the situation in a very, very easy way. It take you 20 seconds, not 3 weeks. So that's what we do at Enersize. And if you go back to the points we had, I mean, the first point is the plant is stopping. The other thing we see, all these things often create instabilities. For people thinking, okay, we need flow and we need pressure. And so let's raise the pressure. And that's usually not the compressor is made for, and the regulating doesn't work, and the pressure starts jumping up and down, and get really unstable. And that affects production quality as well. So, and that's, I think it's the second one that most plants don't even are aware of, that, you know, you got a lot of problems in the production caused by big differences in the compressed air, because you go and look at your gauge on your meter, and you see, oh, it's 2 bars, that's fine. But in reality, it can change a lot. So suddenly it drops down to 1.5 bar, because the guy in the other plant has thought that his pressure was too low, so he adjusted it a little bit, and then suddenly one machine uses the pressure every 1 hour, and it drops down. And we had a similar problem where, you know, manufacturer of car bodies, they had painting robots, and then suddenly, you know, the pressure dropped and the paint robot stopped and had to scrap everything that was in the painting line.
Wow.
But they had no idea why that happened. And then eventually they saw that it was caused by pressure drop. That's why it stopped. And it took them 2 years with experts and they couldn't find it. With Enersize software, we actually found it within half an hour.
That's crazy.
And that was because someone in the compressor room changed the configuration of the dryers.
That's it.
And he didn't know what that caused.
The consequences.
That's the consequences, yeah. He had no idea that gave that consequences.
Okay, so that's the Enersize part again. So coming back to the acquisition and what it means. So there's going to be this increased focus towards Europe through this acquisition.
Yeah.
And it was mentioned that there's already like a number of contacts in the European market.
Oh yeah, I mean they have a lot of older clients that could benefit from Enersize systems.
Yeah.
And I mean, first line I think it's about the cloud-based measurement system, which is really top of the line.
Yep.
That's the first step.
Okay.
And then of course on top of that, what we released also a couple of weeks ago, that we now can provide the automated monitoring or automated analysis as a software service on top of that platform.
Okay.
Which is I think is really cool. Okay. And that's probably be like an add-on to these customers.
Yes,
but
who are already using the leaks.
Yeah, but because basically the leak system is good because you can basically start using a leak system from, and you don't need any sensors in the plant. You can just go in and start fixing the leaks.
Yes.
And then of course you might get energy saving, you might not get an energy saving from it,
sure.
Depending on how the compressors are running. But then next step is to have a measurement system installed to monitor it. And of course, if you on top of that add the automated compressor analysis, you get the real value out of it.
Sure. Okay, so there's that overlap there. They have some existing customers that might have a need for Enersize, and Enersize has some existing contacts and customers who might have a need for leaks as well.
Yeah, and I mean a common question that we get from the customers, and the most common, is how much can you save us? Because as you say, first of all, you don't want the whole plant to stop. Most important thing.
Exactly.
Second thing, you want good quality air for good quality production.
Exactly.
And then the third thing is of course energy use, and that's basically cost and carbon emissions.
Yeah.
And then they say, but okay, well, the first ones we get maybe a bit difficult to measure. We had a problem once; it cost us millions and millions and millions. So fine about that. But can you just by looking at energy savings motivate the cost for doing this?
Yes.
And which is quite easy.
Yeah.
And then it's much easier for us to say, well, if we want to say 20%, everyone think, oh, that's fine, that's good. And doing just 20% with an Enersize system, if you do 10%, maybe that's just go out and adjust the compressors from the automated tool. Bam, it's there.
Yeah.
If you want to do 20, maybe you realize, okay, you have problems with the dryers. You need to upgrade those or fix or something, or it's a new pipe, or there is something that's don't work. So basically, it takes much more effort for the next 10% and next 10%.
Yeah.
And it's the same about the leaks. Mm-hmm. If you repair the 20% largest leaks, you say usually it's 80% of the total leakage.
Okay.
So it's much easier to do the first 10% there than to
the next switch 10%. Over to the other.
So if we do the 10-10 with both techs, I mean that's much easier, and you can also achieve. Yeah. And you can start doing the leakage repair even before you have the measurement system installed, so you can get a much smoother, much quicker process for it, and you can get the trust from the customers also.
True. Okay, so there's this kind of logical step that happens, and it's a more efficient way to get to a larger saving.
Yeah,
that sounds pretty cool. I'm sure that the customers are going to understand that. It seems quite obvious from us in this room here in Lund, at least.
And it's also, I think, one more important thing is that the idea of the leak system is also a software as a service system.
Yeah.
And I mean, basically, they have been doing this for a long time. In the beginning, it was more or less, Excel, special Excel sheets, and they did the project themselves.
Yeah.
And that they cut that out now to just focus on the software.
Yeah.
Because what they see is that these big facility maintenance or plant maintenance companies, they are in the plants already.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do they do? Get money from selling parts.
Yeah.
Selling hours.
Yeah.
What is the payback time for a repair of a leak? I mean, that's maybe 2 weeks, 2 months, depending on it.
Right.
So it's a very good business for everyone involved.
Yeah, sure.
So it's very good starting point.
Sure.
And it's very easy to the people understand. And then, of course, when you see this, you want to get, okay, but how much are we really saving? And then you come into the Enersize system and you can add on that.
Plugs in.
And then you realize that, okay, we did a lot of leakage saving, but actually we maybe reduced the leaks with
down to from I don't know, with 20%.
Sure.
Of the total flow, but actually we only get 10% energy saving.
Yeah,
why did we get that? And then you see in the system it's like this, and so it's very natural steps, and everything as a software as a service. We can get these big, I mean, they have 10,000 employees, like these big companies.
Yeah.
So we can get them to do all the sales, and they already have the customers there.
Yeah.
And it's such an, I mean, it's an easy extra sale for them with the leaks, and then with the systems and so on. And basically, you know, there is always lack of resources for the guys in the plant to kind of, you know, I need to sit on the monitor and look at the compressed air system. They will do it if there's a problem or someone complains. You can get back and say, oh, I know what it was. And then maybe, oh, what happened? It was good a week ago or 2 weeks ago. But these companies also provide that kind of monitoring.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the automated tool makes it possible for one of these bigger companies like, you know, you have Quartz and you have Momentum in Sweden and Cavelion in Finland, Sweden here.
Yeah.
And I mean, these guys, if they can see business in it, they can sell it.
Yeah, sure.
And it's a subscription, so it fits very well to them, and they can provide a lot of value to their customers.
And it's very scalable.
It's very scalable in that way, and that's how we see this should be done. I mean, we are alone in the market providing this kind of tools.
Yeah, sure.
There is a lot of guys saying we can measure compressed air systems. Yeah, but what do you do with the data?
Yeah.
We see that every day. People say, oh, I need a flow meter. I need to measure it. And then we come out to the plants and nobody measures the flow correctly.
Yeah,
nobody has any idea that they're not even measuring it correctly. With our computer models, you can match it and see, no, this is something wrong here with this sensor, for example. So it's, I mean, this is a new concept that we are dealing with.
Yeah.
We have these big companies that are already with all the plants and doing this, and they can make money themselves from it and make money for the customers. So I think that's the perfect fit, and that's
like a
how we see this whole deal. But especially with Europe, but I think this will happen in China as well.
Sure. Well, let's get to next steps. I mean, the release went out this week. It did say that it was subject to a decision at an EGM.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we have
everything. So what's happening on that front?
We have the biggest owner supporting the deal already, so it's more formality, but of course needs to be done.
Yeah.
And it's the 28th of November. I'm gonna have it in Helsinki.
Okay.
And that's basically gonna close the deal
officially.
Finally. So it's officially,
Cool.
But we already started working together.
Yes.
Before that, because we already have the owners behind us and so on.
Exactly. And what what does the next 6 months look like for this this new entity?
I mean, in the next 6 months, it's about getting traction for Enersize installations among existing and old customers from the leak system. It's about scaling up the leak sale with these facility management companies, things like that. And I think also bringing the leaks system down to China to get quicker cash flow out from existing contracts and customers. I mean, that's also one of the aims, and also kind of get that organization moving in China, because it can also be standalone. It doesn't need to be our own people going out doing this.
Sure.
So it can be from the partners and so on.
Super interesting. I'm sure everyone watching, please feel free to throw through any questions or anything like that based on what you've heard in this episode today. A very informative episode, a nice refresher on what it is that Enersize is doing and what this new acquisition means for the company moving forward. So thank you, Christian, for taking the time.
Thank you, Josh.
And thank you for tuning in. Remember to please send in any questions you have, and I'll forward them all to Christian. And he'll answer. He'll answer every single one of them.
I will do that.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Yeah.